Hello friends, welcome to Codecrash Coding. In this video, we are going to learn the practical implementation of multithreading. So in the previous video, we have already covered the theory about multithreading. What is multithreading? It is a process of executing multiple threads simultaneously. And what are the two ways in which we can achieve the multithreading? So the first one was extending the thread class, and second is implementing the runnable interface. I have provided the link in the description for the theory of multithreading. In this video, we will see how to implement the multithreading using extending the thread class. So here I have a class called demo. Inside this class, I have one main method. Now we will have one more class here and which will extend the thread class. I will say here class my thread. You can provide any name here. I am saying here my thread is my class, and this class will extend the thread class. It is a class from java.lang package. And once you have a class which extend the thread class, then you can implement the run method. So here you need to say public void run, and inside this method we will have a message here hi. So basically this is our class mythread which is extending the thread class, and inside this class we have a run method. Now inside our main class, which is a demo class which has a main method, we need to create a thread. So how to create a thread? By creating the object of this class which is extending the thread class. So I will create the object of my thread class, my thread t1 is equal to new my thread, and then with the help of this thread which is t1, we can call this particular run method. So how to call this run method? T1 dot start. So here you need to provide a start method. So basically once you have created a thread and when you need to start the thread, you need to make use of this start method, and by default it will call this run method. If I run this code now, let's see the output. So see, we are getting here hi message. Here the name of method is run and we are calling here start. Still we are implementing the logic of this run method because internally it will call the, or it will search for the run method. So this is a one thread that we have created, right? But what is multi-threading? It's a process of executing multiple threads. Now let's try to create a multiple threads. So what I will do, I will have one more class here. Let's have one more class. Let's say this is our mythread1 class. So here we need to create object of mythread1, mythread1, okay. And here we will have another class mythread2, and it will also extend the thread class from java.lang package. And let's reuse the code. So I will copy this statement, paste it here. We will have a run method, and instead of hi, here we will say hello. And then we will create a thread of this class also. So let's create a thread. I will say here my thread 2. Let's call it as t2 is equal to new my thread 2, and then call t2. So t2 dot start. Now if I run this code, so we are getting the message as hello, then hi. So here you could see we are calling the t1 first, right? So t1 is basically my thread 1. So my thread 1 should print the hi message first, right? But as these are independent threads, it can execute the program parallelly, means it is not dependent, right? So it is executing t2 first and then t1. To show this more clearly, what we can do, instead of printing this hi and hello single time, we can have here a loop. So let's have a for loop here. For int I is equal to 0, if I is less than 10, I plus plus. Let's print this inside a for loop with this statement, paste it here, Instead of hi here, we will say hello. Now let's run this code. So what is happening here? You could see it is printing hello, then it is printing hi, but it is basically doing it parallelly. What we can do, we can increase the for loop here. Let's say 100 and 100. Let's run this code again. Yeah. Now see, you can see the output. It's not printing all the highs first. So it is printing some high. Then again it is printing some hello. Then again it is printing some high. So here you could see it is not printing all the 100 high first, right? It has printed some high, then it has printed the hello, then again it has printed the high. So what is happening? Your program is running parallelly. Basically, these two threads are being executed simultaneously. So first some high are printed, then hello are printed, then high are printed. So this is a use of multi-threading. If you haven't used multi-threading here, so what will happen? All the high will be printed, then hello will be printed. But if you want to execute them simultaneously, so you can make use of multi-threading. And we have seen a simple way in which you can achieve this multi-threading. You need to extend the thread class, implement the run method, and then call this particular object of this thread classes with the help of start method. Another thing we can do, we can set the name for this particular threads. So how to do that? We can say here t1 dot set name. Yeah, this is a method set name, and let's say we can have here name as thread1, and similarly we need to pass this inside a quotes because this is a string thread1. Similarly, we will set the name for thread2, set name, and we will say thread2, thread1 and thread2. And when we are executing this, we can print the name also of threads. So here we can print hi, and then we can print the thread name. We can say here with the help of this thread class thread dot current thread dot get name. Copy this statement, paste it here. Let's run this code now. So here you could see we are printing the thread name also. So whenever there will be a high printed, it will, so first hello is printed, which is of thread 2. Then we have printed hi, which is of thread 1. Again some hello are printed, then hi are printed. So see, our code is running now parallelly. It is not printing all the hi first or all the hello first. It is executing them simultaneously. So that is the use of multi-threading here. I hope you understand why we make use of multi-threading when you want to execute the code simultaneously. If you haven't used multi-threading here, so what will happen? All the 100 highs will be printed, then all the 100 hellos will be printed, but here we are executing them simultaneously. So that's it in this video. In the another video, we will see how to implement the multi-threading using second way, which is using runnable interface.